Okay, quick update. Taxi comes here shortly. Going back to Oregon. Probably be there at least 4 weeks and might only get a short time, like a weekend at home after that, and then maybe gone again for at least that long. So I'll just show you real quick what little bit I got done over this short trip home during the holidays. So let me turn the camera around. Okay, got one of the side speakers mounted. And there's no fiberglass inside that yet, but just got the grill cloth on there. That burgundy is jersey material on top of black grill cloth, and it's considerably darker in person than what it looks like on the camera here. I took a picture that I can maybe put into the update where I turn the exposure way off to make the burgundy look right. So maybe I can show what that looks like. So, but anyway, one of the big things I got done is something that's less visible. And look at some light back here. This was one of the things that was a real motivation killer, because I had all these cables just hanging out of the wall through relatively jagged cuts in the sheetrock from where I dug through there to pull the wires out of the wall. And I would come home from a trip thinking I'm going to get right on that, and then I'd take one look at it and say, nope, not today. And so that's been something that's made it difficult to get motivated and get going, but that's done now. So put that light back on there. So we got that also in the center here and on the other side. So that's one of the main things I got done besides this. And the other thing I did was I made some frequency response measurements to design the passive crossover with. So I've got frequency response, both the mid-bass driver and the tweeter, and then also impedance curves. The impedance curve of the whole system of mid-bass drivers almost lays exactly on top of a measurement of a single driver. So it's pretty close. But anyway, so, and then of course those planar tweeters are pretty much a flat 4 ohms, which makes crossover design pretty simple and easy. So I'll be working on that while I'm in the hotel in Oregon using that LSPCAD software. I can put a link to that again. It's a really nice software package for designing, especially passive crossovers. It's not cheap. I think it's around 800 euros or something, but it's well worth it. So otherwise, everything looks pretty much the same. I set that lens back up there, but it's not mounted yet. So I'll be, I guess when I come back, I'll work on getting the other basses and side speakers mounted. So, and on this grill cloth, this is just kind of stapled on there. You can see, maybe you can see some of the black. So you can see the black on the back of it. I'm thinking about redoing these. This is 1/2 inch material. Thinking about doing it with 3/4 inch, so I've got enough depth, and then I could cut some grooves in there, and use screen spline to hold that on. You can see how it's kind of not smooth there. Of course, more staples would fix that, but if you use screen spline, then you got a continuous stretch on the material to make it look nice and smooth. Plus, you get rid of all the staples and stuff. Okay, the other thing is I made these 3 stands that I'll use to put all the amplifiers on behind the screen. I'll have that 5-channel 5175 down there, and then the 2 7-channels here to drive, or actually probably put the 4-channel in that drives the dipole woofers, and then the 2 7-channels, and then the crossover up on top on each side, and then of course in the center. The only thing that's going to be in it really is the crossover and the 2 7-channel amps. And the 2 7-channel amps will drive both the center speaker, 5 channels on each amplifier, and then the remaining 2 in each I'm going to use to drive those big 18-inch Ultimaxes. So that's only going to be maybe 50 some watts per woofer if it were actually 4 ohms with the 2 ohms in series of the voice coils. But it's actually more like 8 or so ohms at the resonant peak. So it's really more like, I don't know, 20 something watts per woofer. But with a fraction of that, it shakes the whole house. So I don't see any need to get a bigger Emotiva or to use my 1,000-watt ICE modules or any of that, because if just a few watts scare my builder into thinking that I'm going to destroy the house he built for me, I don't think I need all that power. So anyway, there's all the amplifiers still pretty much sitting where they were on the last update. So anyway, not much else to report. This is a relatively short trip. Didn't have a lot of time, but at least I got a little bit done. And actually, those wires down there, that's a big thing, because that was, like I said, a real motivation killer. I would come home thinking, yeah, I'm going to get right on the theater, I'm going to work on it, and then 3 days would go by and I hadn't done anything. So, and a lot of it was because of that. I'll have to put in a picture of the before in the update, so you'll see what I mean. So, anyway, that's it.